That first of all, it's it's a divine journey. It wasn't how I planned it. The Bible says that man proposes, but God disposes. The reason I say that is because when I was studying mass communication at the Polytechnic Ibadan, I was introduced to the three different arms, and I also did projects on the different arms. However, when it was time to actually get into one of them, I found myself in the print medium. And I will say that I have not regretted being in the print medium. In my own little experience, the print seemed to be the hardest of them all when you are just starting, and it will be better to start from the print and then you can move to the other arms.
Good
Yeah.
evening, everyone.
Evening.
Good evening. With pleasure, I welcome everyone to this media discourse. My name is Balogun Iretomiwa, and I am pleased to announce that I'm going to be the host for today's discuss. We have today with us a seasoned journalist, someone who has amassed wealth of experience, and she's going to be giving us insights into a journalist journey, advocacy, career development in the US. And for the book lovers amidst us, she's going to be talking about a book, Imprisoned, The Travels of a Traffic Victim. I welcome everybody once again. I want to thank Media Career Development Network, the organization where I'm currently having my internship for this wonderful opportunity, my boss, and my colleague. With us today, we have Bukola Oriola, an award-winning investigative journalist. We also have a colleague with us, Osmara Gomez, Mr. Lekon Otufodurin, the Managing Director of Media Career Development Network. I welcome you all and various participants. Thank you for joining us today. Without taking much of our time, we would like to discuss your investigative journalism, your life as an investigative journalism, Bukola, because journalism has to do with various segments. Why not public relations? Why not advertising? Why not broadcast? But why investigative journalism?
Thank you so much, Ms. Balogun, for this opportunity to chat with you and your colleagues here. And I would like to thank my editor. He was first my boss before you. So I would like to thank my editor, Mr. Lekon Otufodurin. He was one of those who helped me to hone my skills when I was just a young and budding journalist in Nigeria. And I worked with him at two different media houses before I came to the US. I will say to answer your question, because as you asked that question about why not public relations or advertising, why broadcast, why investigative journalism? Well, I will say that first of all, it's it's a divine journey. It wasn't how I planned it. The Bible says that man proposes, but God disposes. The reason I say that is because when I was studying mass communication at the Polytechnic Ibadan, I was introduced to the three different arms, and I also did projects on the different arms. However, when it was time to actually get into one of them, I found myself in the print medium. And I will say that I have not regretted being in the print medium. In my own little experience, the print seemed to be the hardest of them all when you are just starting, and it will be better to start from the print and then you can move to the other arms. The reason is because if you start from the print, it makes it easy to go to the other arms. But if you start from the other arms, it's a little bit harder to come to the print, because the print seems to be like where the heavy lifting work is done. You have to do a lot of writing, with broadcast, radio or TV, you just say a little script and then the news is aired. But with print, we are talking about not just 5 paragraph news story. We're talking about a full page feature, 2 pages feature, sometimes several publications of a particular feature. And I had one of those stories that won me the Cadbury Award, where I had to go do an investigative journalism during the WAEC exam. I think it was GCE, and I also did the UME, and I also did the PCE exam, which was paid for by my media organization then, and I had to kind of dress up like one of the youths to go into the exam hall and did everything, including paying invigilators to give me the expo. And during that journey I found out that even sometimes the reason why people still get expo but still fail is because the person you are relying on to give you expo is giving you the wrong answers. Because during that time I found out that, like, one of the expo I got, for the multiple question answers, there were options that were not in the exam. For example, let's say you have to choose from A to B, or no, A to C or D, and then you find out that the answers you are giving, some of them have A. So that lets that that is why sometimes, even when people think they have the expo, they still fail the exam, because the person giving you the expo is just giving you nonsense sometimes. And going into print and keeping on in print and doing investigative journalism has been very rewarding for me. I will say that it helped me beyond just working in the newsroom. It also helped me outside of the newsroom. Now, you mentioned one of my books. By the grace of God, I've published, I think, at least 10 books already. And my background in print journalism helped me to continue to write and use my writing skills in other areas, because even though I have 2 memoirs on trafficking, I have other published books that have nothing to do with trafficking. Thank you.